Welcome in adjunct professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. Dan, so the investment gains coming after White House officials hinted that President Trump will be narrowing his tariffs set to take place on April 2nd. The administration will likely place some levies on automobiles and pharmaceuticals, but will more so emphasize the reciprocal tariffs to take place. Dan, what do you make of this rally, and do you expect this trend to continue?
Well, here's what I'm going to tell everybody. Do not take the seatbelt off yet. We're still in for a ride here because the situation with tariffs hasn't been completely resolved. Do we think that they have more potential to work? Do we think that they are narrowing? Yes. So that's giving some certainty to the market, and it's reacting accordingly. However, I would not sit here and bet on it's going to be smooth sailing straight up. I don't think that's going to happen. So we have to still watch this situation. But yesterday, the gains, we'll take them.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll take them, but I think that that's very, very good advice, Dan. It's certainly been a roller coaster over the past couple of weeks. But let's stick with those tariffs for a second. So South Korean car maker Hyundai is investing $20 billion to move manufacturing into the United States with a $5 billion investment on a steel plant in Louisiana. Let's take a listen to how the president described the deal.
Today, we're delighted to report that Hyundai is announcing a major $5.8 billion investment in American manufacturing. In particular, Hyundai will be building a brand new steel plant in Louisiana, which will produce more than 2.7 million metric tons of steel a year, creating more than 1,400 jobs for American steelworkers, and then there'll be major expansion after that. This will be Hyundai's first ever steel mill in the United States, one of the largest companies in the world, by the way, supplying steel for its auto parts and auto plants in Alabama and Georgia, which will soon produce more than 1 million American-made cars every single year.
I mean, Dan, you heard it from the president himself. I mean, all these naysayers when it comes to these tariffs. I mean, we saw the EU pull back. We saw Canada pull back. I believe it was Honda who was pulling a manufacturing plant from Mexico, putting it in the United States. Now we're seeing Hyundai do a very similar thing. I mean, is this more proof that these tariffs and these tariff threats are working?
Well, it's certainly positive news here, Alex. But here's what I'm going to say overall about this situation. People have been far too impatient. Everybody wants to know what's going to happen. What's going to happen immediately, whether it's countries, investors, many parts of the media. You have to give these policies a chance to work themselves through. I mean, we're nowhere near the end of what's happening with tariffs. However, in this situation, is it working? Absolutely. I still go back to saying, what is wrong with having a level playing field? In other words, reciprocal tariffs. And what's wrong with encouraging manufacturers around the world to build plants in the United States? And the answer is nothing. It's a positive, but it's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
So let's see how this works through. So far, so good, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, these things, they take time. So let's head out to California, where their Attorney General, Rob Bonta, is now telling state residents to delete their 23andMe info. This after the company announced it will be filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So he is making it pretty clear to Californians that state laws allow them to request the company to destroy their genetic material. The bankruptcy claim comes after 23andMe failed to recuperate after a 2023 lawsuit seeking information leaked from nearly 7 million customers if they sell the company. Oof. Dan, what do you think happens to all of these people's, these samples in this DNA?
Well, this is very disturbing. Anytime you have a data breach like they had in 2023, it's disturbing. Personal information getting out to the public, your social security number. However, when we're talking about our DNA, I mean, I don't think it gets any more personal than that. So now, the public being encouraged to delete their accounts, I'm not sure that resolves the issue. The company would need to actually destroy it on their side. Are they going to do that? Alex, I'm not so sure. That's their only asset. That data is their only asset. This company had a failed business plan to start with, and the reason for that is it's a one and done. You give us, your DNA. We come up with results. And then what? So the business plan was failed.
Right.
I don't really see a good outcome here, Alex.
No, it's terrifying. I mean, we've seen people online saying that insurance companies can use this DNA to not insure somebody. People could plant DNA at a crime scene. I know that sounds outlandish, but it could happen, as I'm seeing all these reports talking about the various ways that leaked DNA could be used nefariously. So, Dan Geltrude, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Always great having you on.
Thanks, Alex.